Good morning, everybody. Again, if you haven't seen, this is my Goshindu martial arts class, martial arts t-shirt that I'm wearing underneath for when we do karate later. It's the same place that I got my belt from. How's everybody doing today? Welcome. And I'm excited. Today we're doing character development, and so if some of you guys have sent me, whoa, there's my voice repeating back to me. If you sent me some of your character designs, that's really awesome. I'm excited to get cracking on some of them and helping you guys kind of develop those characters a little bit more. And if you haven't sent me any, don't worry about it. We'll be able to work on some other characters that you might not have heard of. These were actually characters that you guys had requested that we draw too. So hopefully it's a win for everybody. All right. Now, so for today's class, let's say we got for our morning game plan, we have our art review, then we have our quote of the day, then we have our morning mindfulness, then we have a category that I call growth. That's what we're going to draw though. Then we have our karate break, then we have Q&As, which is also something that we're going to draw as well. And then we're going to have our challenge of the day, and then I will send you guys off with your challenge. Yeah, so let's get right into that. All right, so our art review right here, and these are some of the characters that we're going to be able to draw today. I have Dusk from Zoe. Dusk is a character that you created. She's tough, she's jaded, she's a loner, she tries to hide it, but secretly cares deeply for his family and friends. I love it. I think it's great. I love how you did the color palette underneath it. You did some of the shading on the background. That's really cool too. And the character, it's really cool. I feel like the fur, it looks like it's almost like a pattern or something. Is that going to be part of the story? Can you guys hear me? Okay, good. Dusk is a he. Yes, sorry, I was calling it a she for some reason. Okay, I'm glad you guys are doing well in the chat, and that Zach is here, and Hadass is here, and Isabella is here. Yeah, you guys are loud today. I like it. All right. Yeah, so Husk looks great. Dusk, sorry. I think I was about to call it like a husky. Dusk looks great, and you already drew it as baby, which is something that we're gonna do. We're gonna challenge ourselves to draw today. So I'm excited. We drew all the different expressions for Dusk. Very nice. Oh, because he can make fire. That's why his fur is red. Very cool. And then Isabella did a really cool one. Yeah, I love this character. It's looks like a mix between an animal and a robot. It's really cool. It's got the musical notes. Looks really cool. It almost looks like a mascot for like a music company or an app or something like that. Really cool. Bravo. And we're going to work on those characters in a little bit today. All right, but for right now, here we go. We have our art review, and if you guys wanted to send in your work, send it in to me at noahfun10@gmail.com or at teacher.noah on Instagram, and then I'll be able to see all your work. So I'm excited to see your work and what you guys come up with today. Even if it's not related to the class, you can still share it, and I'll even include it in like the morning mail. All right, our quote of the day comes from Mr. Dan Haskett. Dan is an animator trained by the 9 Old Men of Disney. And do you guys know who the 9 Old Men are in Disney? And I don't mean like sleepy, dopey, angry, or Doc. The 9 Old Men of Disney are like, 2 of them are like Frank and Ollie Johnston. I'm totally blanking on the other ones right now. They'll come up probably as I'm talking. But they're like these 9 guys that work directly with Walt Disney himself, and they were like his crew. And they were responsible for leading a lot of the other animators in the animation to make all the famous like original Disney movies. Now, Dan was actually trained by some of those 9 Old Men when he was working at Disney, and Dan is credited to helping design characters like Belle and Ariel from Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast. He also worked on Toy Story, The Prince of Egypt, Sesame Street, and Looney Tunes. So he's a really great animator, and definitely worth checking out his work. And what's crazy is that he's also still working at the Prince of not the Prince of Egypt, at Disney. I believe he might still be as like a mentor. Yes, there are plenty of other great animators and stuff, but there were specifically 9 that Walt worked very closely with. And Dan Sked, a lot of our folks think that because it's a cartoon, it's harmless, but it's very important. People remember those images. We have to make our own stuff. We can't depend on Hollywood to make better pictures. Hollywood is not interested in you. They've made allowances, but it's nowhere near where it ought to be. There is still a lot to be done in American animation and multicultural representation. So he was talking about drawing people of different races in animation and saying that sometimes it's an easy default to just draw your race or your skin color or what you know, and while that's good in some respects because it's something that you are speaking from personally, it's also important for people of other races and colors to portray their life stories and their experiences in animation. Because if we only have a certain select few doing animation, then that's going to be kind of like the world view of how the world is. It's like when you go to like a different country and you have an idea of what their country is like based on the TV shows that you've seen of that country. I know I've done that with some of my friends from like Europe or in like France and London and stuff. And then they do the same things with America. So you always want to make sure that you're portraying people honestly and not offensively. How do you get into Disney at a young age? That's a good question, Hadassah. I would say find a mentor, find somebody that you can reach out to and talk to, which is actually not that difficult. When I was in college, I reached out to one of the directors for Paperman, that animated short. His name was John Cars, and I just reached out to him. Like, I literally just called up Disney. If you go on their website, they have like a phone number, and I literally just called the phone number and I asked if I could speak with him. And this was before Paperman had won, I think, an Oscar for Best Animated Short. I think that's what it was. But yeah, before he was like getting swamped with all the phone calls and everything, I had seen some sketches of it online, and I really loved it. And I liked the mixed media because that was what I wanted to do. And so if you want to reach out, if you want to get into Disney, I think finding a mentor is a great way to start. There's other places that you can go to where you can meet other artists too, and that's also a really great way. It's literally connecting yourself with people and making friends with the people in that industry that you want to be in. Any way that you can get in there, just to be close to those people and begin building relationships with those people, that's, I think, is, aside from like actually being a good artist and a talented artist or working on that, I think that's the biggest thing that'll help you. It was funny and touching at the same. Yes, for Paperman. Yes. So yeah, I mean, you guys could do that literally today. Like, just Google like Disney.com and then look at the office phone numbers that are right in Burbank here. I'm not in Burbank, but it's close by. But yeah, just call it up and or find somebody that you want to talk to that you really admire their work and see if they'll do like a quick little like interview and say that you're a student. And honestly, it's like really flattering as an artist to get that. And if you're respectful and you don't like try to take up their entire day and you understand that they have work to do, it could be a pretty cool experience. And then maybe you could even end it with saying like, would it be possible for me to take your critiques that you gave me and notes, and if I could email you some pictures and you can get back to me whenever it's convenient. A lot of artists are willing to do that and give back. So that would be a great way to really level up your work and then also make a really good connection, because it's a small world. So once you, not to quote Disney again, but it's a small world. So once you start meeting people in the animation industry and then you come out to LA and there's where most of the studios are, and you go to like these animation parties and mixers, it's really easy to start to run into people that you know, and then all of a sudden you're like, you go to a party, you know, like a dozen people in there, and you can talk to people and they'll introduce you to more people. It becomes a really fun experience. And one of those great mixers is the CTN Expo. So if you look in the corner over there, there's a little CTN, and this is the channel. They post a lot of good stuff, and when they have the expo in November, that's where I've met a lot of artists from the studios. There's literally like booths of tables of artists from Disney and DreamWorks and Netflix, and they're all just like chilling there waiting for people to come up like you to talk to them. So really cool. And yeah, that was a lot of tips, but I'm very passionate about helping young artists. John, Henry, Mighty Man. No, I don't know. Don't start saying songs that are going to get stuck in my head either. Okay. Um, so let's do our morning mindfulness. Ready? So take a minute to breathe. Um, as we take a moment, close your eyes and think back to your first memories of watching a cartoon. Dan reminds us that while cartoons may seem fun and lighthearted, they can stick in our memories for a long time, and these memories are very important. What we create as artists has the potential to shape others, how others view the world. This is an incredible gift and one that we should be using wisely. As we move forward to the next portion of class, I challenge us to be intentional about the characters we're creating and how they will change the world. All right, so moving forwards with your drawings, let's try to remember what we're saying with our drawings. Okay. Now, I have been recommended or requested that I draw Naruto, and along with Kakashi, I believe is how you say his name, and I think I told you guys that. So we're gonna look at how they designed his character, and we're gonna draw him, and we're going to try to do the same for our characters that you guys submitted. All right. So here we have Naruto when he's young. Now, I don't know a lot about Naruto, so I don't know. You guys are going to have to help me out with some of the questions and stuff that we're going to do later on about him. How many of you in the comments, let me know, have watched the show or are really into Naruto? Let me know. Okay. Also, but you can see as a kid, he's wearing just like a very graphic T-shirt and just just a very like basic colors, graphic T-shirt, bold colors. And then as he gets older to like maybe preteens, he has a little bit more style, a couple more gadgets, a little bit more accessories, which is typical for that age. And then as he gets a little bit older, it gets a little bit less bright colors, like more muted colors. All right, if we don't know who it is, that's okay. We'll still be able to make it work. And then as he gets even older, you can see he becomes a little bit more intense around the eyes. And kind of brings back the pant patch bandage, and it begins to have a little bit more of a flair once he's, I'm assuming, found out who he is. Now, for our characters, we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to try to draw our characters in the past, present, and future. So let's start out with. There we go. All right, Zoe. You had your character Dusk. Now you already drew her as a puppy, so we can try to do it as a future. So I'm gonna first off we're gonna draw your character, and then we're gonna draw it as a past and present. Okay, let me move. Actually, this is perfect right where it is. Okay, and I'm just gonna go straight for it. All right, here we go. And you drew, I believe you said these little sketches were the puppy, so let's bring those over here. All right. So I like what you did with the design with the puppy, and I think we can even make a younger version of it too, like a just born puppy. How are you guys doing? My character is the horse. I have no clue. What? Okay, you guys aren't asking me questions. All right. Let's see. I think we can even move it even further by giving it almost like more childlike proportions. So we can give the nose, make the nose a little bit bigger, make it really fluffy. Let's see. I want to be drawing with this one. So I'm not really changing too much because you did a really great job on it. I'm just kind of making it a little bit more younger, I would say. There we go. You can make it look a little bit more innocent, a little cross-eyed, even makes it look a little bit, how do you make your background look like paper now? I'm so sorry. I keep on saying she. Okay. Okay, dusk is a he. There we go. I make my background look like paper by, here, let me see. Okay. There we go. Okay. So there's in the watercolor pack right here, right? If you go all the way down to the bottom, this is the max pack that I bought. And all these watercolors come in the one pack, and I think it was like $25. But you get a lot of really cool watercolors, and then you get cold press paper and hot press paper. So this is, oops. This is, what? It's not hidden. Oh, it was hidden. There we go. This is cold press paper, and you can see how it's like adding texture. And then this one is hot press paper, which is a little bit more finer grain. See, it's slightly different. Yeah. Yeah, so that's how I do that. It's actually, it was nice that he had that because that makes it really easy, but there are ways to do it outside of that. So if you want to, you can take a photo of paper that has like a really cool grain on it. And if you don't even have a photo of it, you can do it with a piece of paper. So for example, let's say I take a regular piece of paper and hoping, let's see. We did this in one class too, but I'm going to show you really quick. Okay. Let's see if you can see that. So that has a little bit of texture on it. So now if I take a picture of this, okay, there we go. And I'm going to send it to myself. Hold on one second. Will I send it? So if I send that picture to myself, my iPad, there we go, just got sent. Okay. There we go. Okay. So now I just sent this picture to myself, and if I use the multiply feature on here, and if I can change the opacity, or I can make it a little bit different. Let's see. Yeah, I think multiply is good. I'll just change the opacity, or you could always just lighten it up. I want this one. So you can create different kind of textures, or if you want, I think if there's a contrast feature, let me see. No, I think we'll just leave it as that. But yeah, now you can either draw on the paper, or you can even just draw on the paper like that. So you can take a picture of just the paper texture. So yeah, there's a couple different ways. That's more like the old school way. The name of the watercolor pack, yes, the watercolor pack is Max. I think if you just search Max pack, let me see, Max. Yeah, if you type in maxpacks.art, Pax is P-A-C-K-S, you'll be able to see that. Let me see. Let's see, max. Right there. So max packs. Yeah, so this is what you want. You pull it up, a bunch of brushes, and they have really cool. They have ink brushes, they have gouache brushes, they have watercolor brushes. This is the watercolor pack that I got. People, they show you in the comments, like right here, these are what people have done with the watercolors, which is really cool. So you can see how different people have used them. There's 75 brushes included in that set, in the watercolor set. And you also, yeah, and $24, perfect, $25. They also have a gouache pack, which is like kind of like a painterly pack. They show you exactly what you're buying. They have the comics pack, so if you like making comics, here are what some people have done with them. And people did these only with his brushes. Yeah, they have a painter pack. Yeah, really cool. So that's why I would say that they're worth it, just because you get so much for it and you can just use them forever. Like until the app doesn't work and like Procreate decides that it doesn't want to take the brushes, but I don't think it will. So yeah, yeah. That's where I would do. Okay. Let's finish this guy really quick. We'll give the legs, like make the legs super stumpy. Like almost like cartoonishly so, just to like really make it clear that this guy's a puppy. And I'm always looking for ways to add a little bit of variation. So like instead of making the tail go droop straight down like how Zoe has, I gave Dusk a little bit of a perkier tail, just because usually when kids are like babies or young, they have a little bit more energy than when they get older. So I like to include just like little things like that that'll make it a little bit different. And we can make it a lot happier too, just because it's young and excited about the world. So, all right. Okay, and then a future version of Dusk. Let's see. I kind of like this front shot. I feel like that would be a good one to do a front one of. I'm gonna make the ears a little bit more downward. Again, making them like a little bit more saggy and old. Let's see how you guys are. Give me the name of the water. Okay, cool. You're welcome, Hadassah. Let me know if you get them, or if there's like some way that I can get you a discount or something like that. I don't know if that's possible, but if you, I do have the teacher's discount at Barnes & Noble, so maybe there's a teacher's discount for that. Okay. We want the face to be drooping a little bit. Just everything kind of sagging a little bit as he gets older. Oh, he does become the pack leader. Okay, perfect. Yeah. So you're gonna want to do. I mean, I don't know how old he is already, or how old he's gonna be when he becomes the pack leader. And I think a lot for the fur, a lot that will make this dog look older is making the fur a lot grayer too. So we can try to do that a little bit too. I realized I didn't make the muzzle long enough. Depending on the dog, how you want it to do it. If it's a wolf, depending on the wolf, if you want him to get thinner, like as he gets older and more frail, or if he wants it to get like bigger and gain weight as he gets older. You can go either way, really. So what I would do for the fur, I would take the same colors that you picked and just slide them a little bit over and make them a little bit grayer, and that could be a really easy way. Ooh, no. Drawn on the same layer. I hate when that happens. Okay. You guys are funny. Now these are just suggestions. You don't have to do this. I won't be mad, obviously, if you decide to go another way. I'm just giving you some like general things that usually make animals and dogs and characters look older. And we'll do the same thing with each color. So we'll take this one and just slide it over, make it look a little bit more gray. And I'm also making the lines not as clean because usually it seems like more of a youthful thing to have like, it's almost like people, like let's say if I grew a beard, right? When you're younger, you're more concerned with like the looks and trying to make it like look nice and everything. But when you get older, usually you kind of forget about that stuff. So we can sketch the lines a little bit more and make them a little bit rougher. No pun intended, rough. I really hate that I do that. I really don't like puns. Okay, here we go. And hopefully your character's personality will be able to be changed a little bit too, so that it also helps. It's all these little things that you add in, and then all of a sudden your character like feels older, depending on how you write your character. We can even make the green of the eyes a little bit more faded, like this. Also, I would challenge you while you guys draw your characters, instead of doing like for like a if you were going to do like black for the, pupil can be black for sure, but for outlines, try to use colored outlines, even if it's like a very dark green like this, where it looks almost black. It'll just give it a little bit more life than if you went straight for black. I don't know if you can see the difference just like that, but this bottom one is green, this top one is black. And using black outlines usually kind of kills some of the life in your drawings unintentionally. But then again, that is a style that people go for in like the comic book style. So there's that. All right. And Isabella, are you here today? I'm not sure if I saw you. Okay, we're gonna try to do yours really quick. Let's see. Isabella's clearly is the style that like you would want a clean black outline. All right. Now it's a robot, so I don't know if it would get younger or older. Let's see. Okay, let's do a baby one version of this. We'll kind of shorten the nose again. Make the eyes bigger, more open. I'm just like new eyes to the world, and give it a little bit of smile. Around her ears. And again, I'm just making it like trying to try out a version of it where it looks a little bit younger. Cool. I'm gonna make this really fluffy. Again, just trying to like make everything a lot rounder, fluffier. Here we go. Even the fingers, we can make them like that, rounder. All right. Let's see. Maybe these pants like got ripped as she got older, so let's change them so that they're completely covered too. All right. Oh, you see, you hear Slider. I know, he's so loud. I was gonna see if he wanted to come out, but he didn't want to earlier. But it sounds like he might. So, yes, we can definitely say hi to him. I always check at the beginning of class if he wants to go out, and if he's like way deep inside his little like cave. I don't bother. Like I don't want to bother him, so I'll leave him out. But he is being loud, so. All right. Now he's bothering us, so we can take him out. Sometimes that means that he does want to get out. That is fur. Oh, that's fur. Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh, she doesn't have pants. That's fur. Okay, my bad. Okay, here we go. Let's just make this like. Well, let's make the feet smaller. I think the feet should be smaller. There we go. How's that look? We can even do the same thing with the colors for when you're making it younger. You can use like brighter colors. Maybe even make it a little bit pinker too. Let's try that. And again, I drew it on the same layer. There we go. Because you just cut. All right. Because you're so funny. Okay, I'll get Slider. All right. Okay, we're gonna stop it right there, so we can go get Slider, and so that we can do some karate break. Let's do it. All right. Now I'm gonna go and get Slider, and then he can just hang out while we work, and then you guys I want you guys to stretch while I go. Okay, here we go. There we go. Cool. 1 second. Slider. Come on, buddy. Has it gotten bigger? Let me know. Oh wait, what am I doing? Let me get a full camera. There we go. You're not gonna do Sensei Says? There he is, he's saying hi. Look how big he's gotten. Huge. Wait, why aren't you guys gonna do Sensei Says? Okay. I want you to sit down, okay? You can just walk around, buddy. Okay. Oh. Is it because it's so hot out right now? Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. Let's do some stretches. Still get up and move. Just so you guys don't get too set in your drawing. Because what happens is even if you like the drawing and you feel like you're in a good groove, you're going to eventually slow down. And it's up to you to decide. It's up to you to decide how much time you need before you take a break. Some people just work in like 20-minute chunks and then they get up, walk around, take a sip of water, then come back. Let's stretch your arms though. You're gonna pop. Okay. I was wondering what you were saying there. Okay. Stretch your wrists. That's good. Stretch your other wrist. How about we change it up today? Because we can do Sensei Says, or we can do Combat 1. Let's see if we can just do quick Combat 1 forwards and backwards. You guys are so funny. Okay, ready. Hands up. Fighting stance. That means your right foot is back. And it's locked. That means it's not straight. It's not bent. It's straight. Your back foot, your right foot, and then your front leg is bent so much that you can't even see your legs. And you just want to make sure your feet aren't exactly in line. They should be spread out a little bit. Okay, ready. And right front kick, step forward. 2, right rising block. 3, left straight punch. 4, left front kick, step forward. 5, paré, spear hand. Let's shake it one more time. This time I'll go a little bit slower. Okay, ready. Hands up. 1, right front kick, step forward. So now your right foot is forwards, your right foot is bent, and your back leg, your left leg is locked. Keep your hands up. 2, right rising block. And as you right rising block, your other hand should go right here, because next is 3, left straight punch. Okay, good. 4, left front kick, step forwards. And 5, paré, spear hand. So right now you should be back in a fighting stance after that left front kick. Okay, now going backwards. Okay, and then we're going to go back to our drawing. Ready? 1, step back, block down. 2, left straight punch. 3, right middle block. 4, left front step back. Hold on a second. 1, step back, block down, straight punch. 4, 5, you left front kick, step back, block down. Man, I'm getting confused now. It's been a minute. 5, straight punch, cross block. I think that was a step back, block down. That felt better. Okay. Fighting stance again. Ready. 1, step back, block down. 2, straight punch. 3, middle block. 4, step back, block down. 5, straight punch, cross block. All right, and that's it. We'll breathe, we'll stop, and we'll go on to our next challenge. All right, this is more like a writing challenge, but I know that you guys write your stories too, which I'm very impressed by. So we're gonna do some character questions. All right. For the top, we'll put your character's name, and then we'll figure out what how we can answer these questions for your character. So, Zoe, let's just jump into it since I don't want to run out of time. I was going to do Naruto and Kakashi, but let's just do your characters. So, Zoe, for example. And you've probably already done this. It looks like you already wrote down a lot of your character. Whoa. I like the pencil better. Okay. So for Zoe, in the comments, what is a fear of dusk? And Isabella, get ready to have your answers for yours too, and we can work right through them. Okay, there we go. 6B pencil. So your character is dusk. Now a fear. This is not something just like you guys are funny. Okay. What's a fear of dusk? What's something like a past trauma, like something that happened to Dusk as a puppy that is now kind of feeds into his fear now? Not just something that's like a normal fear where it's like Dusk doesn't like fire, and like most people don't want to get too close to fire. So funny. And if you guys have any suggestions or whatever for Zoe, you can also say he's scared of hurting his friends. Gotcha. Did something like that happen when he was younger? Or did he get hurt by his friends, so he doesn't ever want to hurt somebody else? There we go. Strengths. Okay, so next, he fears hurting the wolves he loves. Gotcha. Okay, good one. Good. That's perfect. Strengths. What are his character traits? Not necessarily talents. So a talent would be like he's really strong and can like jump really high, but he hurt his sister. Ooh, okay, perfect. Even good, deeper. I knew you had a good backstory for Dusk. Now, what's a good character trait for Dusk? Like, what would somebody compliment Dusk on? And I'm gonna write that other one down. Slider's now eating my flip-flops, just in case you guys were wondering. Slider, stop. Okay. All right. So Zoe, what's a character strength of Dusk? I think you might have even written down. Tough, jaded, loner, tries to hide it. Okay, I would say maybe he's independent, right? He's very brave. Okay, good. Brave. And okay. Now flaws. So this is Dusk is brave and loyal. Okay, gotcha. Let's change that up. Perfect. Now, if they were characters that talked about Dusk behind his back, what would they say about Dusk? This is kind of like the flaw that we're looking for. It's not something like he lost an eye or something, and now he can't see, and that's not necessarily a flaw. That's just a part of who he is. But what would something that he does that's like annoying or not a good quality that he has that other characters would talk about behind his back? Let's see if you put anything in here. So he's jaded and tries to hide his emotions. Maybe he's a little bottled up. Oh, he's a traitor. Wow. Because he sided with his brother over his pack. I mean, I guess it depends on your perspective then, because if he sided with his brother, that's how can you be a traitor for that? I mean, I know you can be, and I'm sure you wrote a great story for it too. So very nice job. Okay, perfect, traitor. Great. Now these questions are supposed to help you understand your character. They might not always be shown in the story itself. Like you might not show how he might not end up hurting his friends, but it's important for us to know that, and it's important for us to know these answers to the questions. That way, when we're writing the character in a story, this character seems real and not just something that we're making up on the spot. So if we threw Dusk into a scene, we would know how he would act a little bit more, and it would almost be like he's his own character on his own, and you can just kind of make things happen around him, and you already know how he would react because you know him so well. Did we say is Isabella here? I thought I saw her, but I also don't. Let me see. Isabella said that this character, her name was. Oh, I'm pulling it up right now. Uh, DJ Melody is the name. Okay, and DJ Melody is being very confused by a skateboard. Okay, you are here. Okay, good. I thought I saw you here. Okay. All right. Isabella, now it's your turn. What are some fears for DJ Melody? Does DJ, um, what is like her worst fear come to life? Let's go with that. Try to make it as intense as possible. Um, um, does she, actually, I have no idea about, tell us more about DJ Melody too, in the comments. Strengths, character, and these are also questions. I'm going to read through them all. That way it gives you a chance to like hear what I'm saying, because I think there's a 30-second delay, and then you can also come up with answers too. And then I'm also going to ask you what are the strengths for DJ Melody. And I would say making good music isn't necessarily a strength, but maybe it's like, what does she do with the music? Like how is her making music better than everything? Let's see. She's afraid of losing the people she loves because she lost her best friend. Oh, good one. Okay. And then also flaws too. Said things that they would say behind our back about DJ Melody, like people that don't like her. Now, also, there's a easy a trick for finding the flaws or like the qualities of a character for your character. And one of the tricks is, I'm just making sure I don't step on Slider. One of the tricks is to take their strengths and swing the pendulum the other way. So let's say some people are like a little scared and a little brave. Like that could be right there in the middle. The pendulum's swinging right there in the middle, right? But if we swing it one way and somebody's like really courageous and brave and like fearless, right? That's one thing. But then if we swing the pendulum the other way and we do like the inverse of being brave, maybe I mean, that could be one option, is to make somebody like totally not sight. Are you okay? Okay, just making sure. Oh wow, car accident, intense. Isabella, what's a strength for your character, not a talent? And then also, what's a flaw? But the opposite, or if you swing the pendulum the other way, for being really courageous, would be to like twist that and to make it a bad quality. So, for example, like Toy Story, I always use this as an example because a lot of people know the characters. In Toy Story, Woody's really good at gathering the troops together. He's maintaining order. He can like look out for everybody and be like the top toy. Now, that's great when you have a bunch of toys that would rather not do that themselves. But when Buzz comes in, and Buzz doesn't really need him to look out for him, and Buzz is very self-sufficient and very popular, Woody gets a little bit jealous because that throws off his whole order that he tried to set up. And so because he wants to maintain the same system that he already has, he tries to take out Buzz and eventually knocks him out the window because he's like, no, I need to keep this order because that's what I'm good at, and so I need to keep this. And so he does he does exactly what he promised not to do. He was saying that he was going to look out for all the toys, and in doing that, he kicked out one of the toys. So he did like the opposite of what he planned to do and what he's good at doing. So losing the ones that she loves, if that's her fear, and then her strength is maybe, I mean, her strength could be that she brings people together because she's a DJ, right? She's loyal but very insecure. She's a good problem solver. Yeah. Perfect. Okay, good problem solver. Yeah, I like that one. So the opposite of that would be like she actually creates problems because she wants to be the one with all the answers, maybe, you know? And if she wants to be the one with all the answers, she starts to talk to each individual person, and then it almost creates a problem where she has to be the go-to person as opposed to letting everybody kind of figure out stuff on their own sometimes, because you have to let people grow in that way. What would you say is her fear? And then we'll end, conclude class. She's a good problem solver. Sorry, her flaw. Insecure could be kind of one of them. I don't know if people would really make fun of somebody for being insecure as much as other things. But that would work, yeah. Oh, exactly. Okay, so perfect. And you see, so that way it helps you find a little bit more consistency with your character, and then it helps you also not just feel like you're making stuff up and pulling it up out of thin air. It actually works within your character because most of us, I think, if you look, your strengths, sometimes you overdo your strengths and then they become like not good qualities about ourselves. I know I've definitely done that too. Where like if I really like to draw and I draw a lot, and I can use it for a lot of good things, but in school sometimes I would draw when I was supposed to be doing other work, or I'd get distracted drawing, and then it becomes like not a good thing anymore. So that's just an example of how your strengths could be not used for the best ways. All right, we're going to close up now. The thing for you guys is to answer all your questions. So check it out. Answer the questions from today about your characters. You can look up, there's plenty of other questions that you can ask your characters if you want to like further them. I just did 3 because those were like some of the good ones that I like. She's really cautious and others make fun of her sometimes. Oh, that's a good one. Okay, good. Nice. So yeah, try answering the questions from today about your characters. If you have any other characters, do the same thing. Try to answer those questions too. And we didn't have a mail of the morning because we only had you guys, 2 of you submitted. But if you guys have more work from any other classes or from like any other drawings that you did, send them my way. And you can submit that to noahfontana@gmail.com or at my Instagram right there. There we go. And don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe. I believe I did already. Let me see. I didn't thumbs up yet. I just did. Okay, I was number 6. Oh, who was number 7? Somebody got 7 before me. What else? What else? If you want to donate, you can donate. There's a link down below for that. And then let me know what we should draw next. I have so many submissions. You guys were awesome with that. So I have a lot of different things that we're going to draw. Colin had asked to do some more Pokemon fusions. So I'm thinking we're going to do that. But I have a lot of other classes that were already said that I would do first. So our class, for our next episode on Tuesday is going to be costume design. So submit to me any characters that you have that you want to work on their costumes, and we'll do that. These are 3 characters that you guys had recommended that we draw anyway. So send those in, and we can kind of analyze them, and we can work on your characters too. And I will see you guys on Tuesday. All right. Bye, and have a good one. Stay cool, and enjoy your weekend. I'll see you guys later. Okay, bye.